Here we go! After what has been a rather... there's Joe. Hi. Where are you at? Are you on my balcony? Is that Jill on my balcony? It's been a couple of days. I want to go and say hi to Jill before we do anything else, alright? Oh, do we have new mail as well? Oh, let's check it soon enough.
Clive, do you have a moment?
For you?
Of course.
Always.
Always.
I wanted to give you something.
Oh?
Is this?
I stitched it from the cloth you gave Hortense. The piece she said you liked best. I told her I used to enjoy needlework, but I didn't think she'd remember.
It's beautiful, Jill. You didn't have to.
When I was very little, I recall my mother telling me that young ladies of the court would give knights ribbons from their hair before they went off to war. I still wear mine, so I made you this instead. Black is the color of eternity. It cannot be stained. It cannot be sullied. It is unchanging, unwavering, just like your resolve. And mine.
Our resolve. May it never diminish.
And may it ever bring you back to me. I will always be here.
Thank you, Jill.
Oh. Linen handkerchief. All right. So what is it? Equipment? Is it an item? Or what exactly is it? I don't think it's equipment, actually. I don't think so. It didn't look like it, at least. Let's see if we can't find... Ah! There we go. Let's see... Ah! There we go. Small square, unique, of embroidered black linen, gifted Clive by Jill. Right. So it's just a curio then. Ah, would you look at that? Got all kinds of trophies now. Look at that. Look at that. So many. So many. Oh well, who gives a shit? Let's sort out some of these many side missions, yeah? Because we have plenty. We have plenty. Oops. Right then, so where do we begin? Actually, we might want to begin by checking that mail, actually. I'm so freaking exhausted from work, I can barely keep my mind together. A fine hound. The two of you have been together for what probably feels like a lifetime now, but there is still a lot you have to learn about that hound of yours. He'd step in front of a bloody raging behemoth if it meant protecting you, but that don't mean you should take it for granted. At the end of the day, he's a hound, and sometimes he just wants someone to pat his head and rub his belly and give him a handful of kupo nuts. Do good to remember that. Oh, I've done plenty of that. Ah, that was that. Wages of Fate. You remember what you told me the night at Phoenix Gate? That while the fate of Rosaria sits on my shoulders, the fate of its dominance sits upon yours? But are we not both dominants of fire? Does not the flame of our forebears burn in both our hearts? Should I not protect you as you have protected me? You have chosen to be my shield. Now let me choose to be yours. This is not what our father wanted, what Sid wanted. Cast aside fate and forge our own paths. Grant me this, Clive. Let me be your strength. I got Jill for that. Don't you worry none about that. Though her icon brought her much suffering, the loss of Shiva weighs heavy on her heart, and we would be poor friends indeed if we not seek to lighten that burden, even by only a fraction. Before we depart for the skies, I would speak on this more in private. Absolutely. This
If
pertains
Joshua's
to
worried
Jill.
about Jill, I should go and speak with him.
We should. Really should. This is important. Can't have Jill being sad now, can we? That simply will not do.
Joshua, I read your message. You're right. Jill is different. I don't think I'd realized how different, but since we returned from Drake's spine, I've felt it more and more.
I suppose it's not hard to imagine why.
She doesn't think she belongs anymore.
And that's why we need to remind her she is still one of us. To let her know that we still need her, now more than ever. That you still need her. But how to do that? When last we were truly close, we were but children.
Of course. Do you remember the time we accompanied Father on his annual tour of the Duchy? And Jill and I broke from the procession to ride up Man's Hill.
To see the snow daisies, I remember. It was the first time Father had allowed us to join him. And when he realized you were missing, he had the entire retinue down to the pot boys combing the countryside.
In the rain. A thunderstorm forced us to take refuge in a grove of oaks before we'd even made it halfway there. It was the Lord Commander who finally found us, and needless to say, he was none too pleased.
Then it seems you and Jill have unfinished business. What do you say?
Man's Hill. It's not that far.
Oh, true. Though I suspect it is also much changed. Little in southern Rosaria remains as it was when we were children.
You're saying I should go and scout the area for bandits?
I'm saying we should first go and see if there are actually still any snow daisies left. What would you do without me, Clive?
Probably look for bandits. Probably. Well, let's get right on that then. So where would that be? This looks promising. Yeah. This is it. For Joe! This does not look promising.
This is the place, but
I'm sorry, Clive.
there's nowhere been spared. What do we do now?
We keep looking. Man's Hill cannot be the only place where snow daisies grow.
Perhaps, but it's the only place I know of. Knew of.
Then why not ask someone who might know of another?
Someone in the backyard. To the hideaway, then.
What we just got here. Oh, for fuck's sake. Alright. Back to the hideaway, I suppose. Game padding much? Loading screens?
Let's hope one of the gardeners knows where to find snow daisies.
Right.
Say what you will.
Could have at least thrown a dragon at me or something. Make me spend some of that game padding time in glorious combat. That'd have been something.
Oh. What brings you down from the heavens, Sid?
I need your advice. Joshua and I are looking for a place where snow daisies grow. Preferably in abundance.
Snow daisies. Then you'll want somewhere not too hot and not too cold. And where the winds are strong enough to carry the seeds. I reckon Man's Hill would be a good place to start. There in the Royal Meadows, perhaps? Both have similar climbs and the right elevation. If the Blight hasn't claimed them yet.
Right. Thank you.
Did you learn where we might find our flowers?
The gardener here mentioned the Royal Meadows in Sambrak.
Ah, the fields beyond Northreach. Well, if that's the case, then Yote was right. I recalled that she kept the record of our travels, you see. So I asked her if she'd perhaps noted anywhere that snow daisies grew, and she mentioned Oilefeist Bay.
Whose shores border the meadows. Off we go then.
Okay. Yeah. I go there and scout the place out before. Yeah. We're going ahead. That'll do. What's over here then? Trial and error. Might as well do that while we're running by anyway. Need to sort out all of these side missions after all.
Nazaire might at least have mentioned where in Northreach he'd be testing this recruit.
I'm nervous.
All right.
Is it alright to be nervous?
Well met, Sid. This is the initiate. Ember, present yourself.
At your service, Master.
Please, just Sid. There are no masters here. Your life is your own.
Oh, of course. Thank you, Sid. The sergeant says you'll be evaluating me at my trial.
To become a scout, yes. You are aware of the dangers inherent in that role.
I am. But I swore I'd face them. Just like the man who saved my life.
And who would that be?
Gav. It was him who found me and freed me. No magic, no support, just one man and his nose. Came and sniffed me out. It taught me what one man can do if he puts his mind to it. And I've been training ever since, so that one day I can be someone's saviour, just like Gav was mine.
I'm sure he'd be flattered. You clearly have good intentions, Ember. And it sounds like you're under no illusions. Stick to this path and you'll make a fine cursebreaker.
So, what? Have I passed?
You haven't even started yet. Now listen. Not far from here is an Imperial lookout, Eastwatch. The guards there record all their sightings in a logbook. You are to find it and bring it here.
And bring it here, right. Anything else?
No. Sneaking into a heavily guarded Imperial outpost and stealing the logbook would be quite sufficient. You will need to assess the situation, determine a point of entry, create a distraction and effect an escape, all without being discovered and thrown into an Imperial oubliette.
Ember, Gav isn't our best scout because he can do everything. It's essential that you know your limits.
Know my limits, right. I won't let you down.
Right.
It shouldn't be as dangerous as I made out. But keep a weather eye on him all the same, would you?
On my way. All right, Ember. Impress me.
Hey, how do we, oh yeah, we just wing around the bend over there then. Take too long.
Have care.
Suppose I could have just run past these, but I need to freshen up my memory. Back to swinging I've got Odin and Bahamut. Right.
These are clean kills. Perhaps young Ember really is ready. Or maybe not.
Maybe not. Alright, let's see what he's gotten himself into.
Damn it. Ember, draw your sword!
I can't!
Then run!
That might be a bit too much for a poor fella.
If you want him, you'll have to go through me.
There we go. There, Davis. It wasn't worth all that much.
Ember, are you...
Wait, did he use me as a distraction?
Gone. Of course. Scouts really are a rare breed. Back to Northreach it is then.
So it is. So it is. Any loot up here that I might have missed? I don't know that I've actually been up here before. Ah, see? Kestrel's Beak Braid. Can I perhaps just fast travel this little bit? Loading times are certainly fast enough that it's worth it.
I didn't expect you back so soon. Where is Ember? How did he fare?
I thought I'd find him with you. He must have fled. I followed him to Eastwatch, where I found him being set upon by a wild Avis. He was just standing there. Didn't even draw his sword. I had to step in and take care of things. But by the time I had, he was nowhere to be seen. I assumed he'd set off in your direction, but apparently not.
I'm sorry, Sid. I knew the boy had a nervous streak, but he seemed like...
The right man for the job? I believe this is the logbook you tasked me with retrieving.
Eh? How did you... Don't you tell me you breached the tower while Sid was busy saving your skin.
What? Wasn't that what you asked me to do? To bring the thing back without getting caught?
He has you there, Nazaire. And he did it all on his own.
But Sid, he
did what he thought was best. And now I have to decide whether I agree.
Of course. We'll await your evaluation back at the hideaway. Don't you leave my sight.
Yes, Sergeant.
I frickin'
This won't
knew
be an
it.
easy decision.
A fortress?
I'd say
The
he
garrison is
turned
threatening
it.
to pull their sentries from
Was
the
quick
market.
with thinking on his part.
I would
Then
speak
again, had
with
I
this-
not popped in there, I suppose he would have had to fight
the captain just
Diegos
now.
on his own. Would have probably put a bit of a wrench in his plan. Still, maybe he had a backup.
If Felipe's gone, who's our new captain?
Welcome back. Great to give you a
Run like the wind.
That over there looked like a tiny mother crystal. Recall that being there. Must oh.
The meadows are vast. Where do we even start?
Yote mentioned the coastline. We can start there.
Right. Let's. Does that not look like a large bunch of very pretty flowers?
Our flowers and our friends.
There we go. I'm fully charged now. Why wait? Oh yeah. There we go. Done.
What do you see, boy?
Ah, but of course.
Let's hope this is the last one.
Only one way to find out.
No! Cow! I'll not be having that. Ow. I swear I dodged. I'm trying. As long as I don't burn the flowers, it'll be all good. Stupid cow. Ow. There we go. Anyone else? There we go. All nicely sorted. Decent chunk of XP as well.
That was harder than I expected.
It was actually, yeah. The Minotaur, I kind of goofed the timing on damn near every dodge.
But Founder, it was worth it. They're beautiful.
Do you think Jill will like them?
She'll love them. Come on. Let's go.
We're not bringing Joshua with, are we? Bit of a third wheel, that.
It appears my work is done. The rest, as they say, is up to you. Well, you and the skies. We wouldn't want another thunderstorm now, would we?
So, what you're saying is no remove then? Fine. I'll make do without. Actually, I wonder if I could cancel out a thunderstorm using remove. Wouldn't that be neat? Weather control. Eh.
Jill, there's something I'd like to show you.
There is? And where might this something be?
It's, not here. Now, I know this is sudden, but how would you fancy a trip to Oriflamme?
There are so many. This is what you wanted to show me. I don't know what to say.
You don't need to say anything. The smile on your face is enough. We've been worried about you, Joshua and I. Do you remember when I took you to Man's Hill? Or tried to?
How could I forget? You saw me crying and thought a change of scenery might lift my spirits. In the end, it earned me a nasty cough and a stern scolding from your mother. But I felt wonderful nonetheless.
I'm sorry. I had no idea what I was getting us both into. But I couldn't bear to see you like that.
Before we left, my chambermaid told me she'd overheard your mother talking about my marriage prospects with some of the noblewomen at court. They were debating whether it would be more profitable to marry me off to one of the high houses instead of saving me for the ducal line. No one thought to ask me what I wanted. I was nothing to them. A pawn at best. I felt so trapped. So lonely.
I didn't know.
But I wasn't alone. You were there. Your hand in mine as we ran for those oaks. And I knew then, no matter what happened, I would be all right. I'll never forget that feeling.
Oh. Oh. Orgel's napping.
Before we broke camp, the morning after the storm, do you know what I did?
No? What?
I slipped away from my governess to climb the tor. And from there I saw a sea of petals, all reaching for the sun. And I realized that no matter how terrible the night, dawn would always come. That you would always come for me.
You bet.
And you have. Again and again.
Where do you see us? When all this is over?
I don't know. Not here, though. I think I've outgrown the twins. After everything we've been through, the realm just seems so small. I'll need some space to spread my wings.
Then that's what you'll have. And I'll stop at nothing to see that you do.
I never was much good at garlands, but it'll have to do.
I'll treasure it forever.
No, please don't delete
Thank you,
wills, I suppose.
Clive. For this, the flowers, for everything. It's exactly what I needed. You are my treasure.
What? You're not gonna answer that? Jesus Christ, man! You should have used that weird, gruff voice of you. Something. And you are mine. Something like anything. Jesus Christ.
We should probably be getting back. I expect the others are wondering where we are.
You're right. There's still much to do.
And we'll do it together.
I suppose the whole island brooding thing kind of works for him, I imagine. Eva's kiss. Ooh. Uses diamond dust cooldown time. That's actually kind of neat. I don't use diamond dust at the moment, though. I could be convinced to do so again. It is a rather neat little ability. It really is. Jill has joined Clive's party and will remain with him until departing for Origin. Whoa. That's neat. Right. Now that we've sorted that part out, let's see, where's the next little target of ours? Suppose, oh yeah, trial and error. We should probably finish that one up. Slowly but surely, we're working our way through these many side missions. I refuse to leave any of these undone.
You should have seen him.
Welcome back, Sid.
Welcome back, Sid.
Yes. Welcome back. Trip wasn't too much of a pain in the arse, I hope. Truth be told, it was me who suggested roping you in to help with the trial. But from what I hear, things didn't go quite as planned.
No, they most certainly did not.
Does he deserve passing marks? I would say yes.
Ember lost his nerve in the face of a beast of prey, but he didn't lose heart. He pressed on, and he achieved his aim. And is that not what we ask of our scouts?
Indeed it is. Thank you for your honest appraisal, Sid. The fact remains, however, that Ember will not always have a battle-hardened warrior on hand to pluck him from the jaws of peril. All I have gleaned from this trial is that without someone watching his back, Ember is little more than a liability.
Wait, Sergeant. Ember still has much to learn, it's true. And this time he was found wanting. But I'd say he's due a second chance nonetheless. After all, he did do as you asked.
With a bit of hard work, any hand can be made to hold a blade, and any mind can conquer its fears. But a scout's nose is different. You've either got one, or you ain't. And by sniffing out that log, young Ember here has shown he has a conch and a half. Wouldn't do to waste it now, would it?
Fine. One more chance.
I'll do whatever you ask. I'll spend my days and nights in the pit if I have to. I'll show you. Just you wait.
Well, maybe his next trial should be to fight neighbors then.
The right place. Just like someone else we know. And if you ask me, we've been leaning on him for far too long. That time the curse breakers took some of the weight off his shoulders, I reckon.
It couldn't hurt.
Just don't tell Gav I said so, will you? I won't have him thinking he's been hard done by. Next thing you know, he'll be asking for a day off.
Day
Sounds
off?
Would be a fine thing.
Perish the thought.
Back to work.
I don't get days off.
Forgive me, Sid. This did not play out as I expected.
Things rarely do these days. But that's why we need men like Ember more than ever. Men who can make the best out of a bad situation. Remember that.
I will, Sid. Thank you.
Sweet. And, damn, near, inching ever closer to level 50. And pile drive, that's kind of neat. Not gonna use it, but still neat. And a new side mission popped up, because of course it did.
You alright?
Are you drunk?
Something troubling you?
No more than usual. It's just... Etta's baby will be coming soon, and I wanted to make something for it.
I'm sure she'd like that.
Back in the north, families would always make gifts when a bairn was on the way. Yeah, let the little tykes know they were welcome in their new homes, like.
So, what's the problem?
Well, the problem is that Etta's due any day now, and I don't know if I'll be ready in time.
Is there anything I can do to help?
You know, there just might be.
All right then. What exactly are we making?
A good luck charm. But not just any good luck charm.
Not just any.
No. One made from the feather of a silver chocobo.
Wow.
There's naught lucky in all the realm, or so we used to say back home anyway. Thing is, they're hard to come by. Had Otto and Karen check with their suppliers, but nothing. I'd try and track one down myself, only...
Only the big day is fast approaching. And that's all you need, a feather.
That or the bird whose horse it's attached to, aye. I was gonna start by asking around with traveling traders plying the northern borders.
Well, there's no shortage of those passing through Martha's. I think I might make that my first port of call. I'll let you know if I find anything.
You're a good friend, Clive. I won't forget this.
Did you realize we have a, well, silver or at least white chocobo, right? That we can call just about whenever we want to? This is kind of fucked up. Oh, let's have a look-see around here then.
Let's hope one of the merchants here has what Gav needs.
Guess we can ask.
Anything catch your eye? Much obliged. There you go.
Ah, give me that.
Thanks very much.
History on scroll. We want that. Breath of Fire.
That all, is it?
He's got it.
Just because the heavens have gone to Rackaroony, don't we?
This fella over here then.
How do, traveller? You've the look of a man who could do with a new whetstone. Or perhaps a bawdy etching of the Vicerine.
Maybe another time. I'm looking for a silver chocobo feather.
If that's the case, rumours are all you're likely to find. No one has seen a silver chocobo for years. Word is they were all hunted for their feathers. Some northern nonsense about bringing good luck. Didn't bring them much, nor their bows. If any are still out there, I reckon they'll be doing their damnedest not to be discovered.
You're probably right. Thank you anyway.
Well then. Look at that, we got all of them with us. Whole team assembled and everything. Alright, let's maybe ask. Maybe Martha knows something? Oh.
Just about surviving, are you? Stop by for an ale any time, eh?
It's not very good, is it? That's very bad. Oh well. Okay. Yeah. Some. Gotta be. There's got to be. Wouldn't be much of a quest if there wasn't. Aha. One away. Good sir. You have
Excuse
a silver
me.
chocobo feather.
I'm looking for something.
Oh, well, then I'm your man.
Are you?
A silver chocobo feather.
Oh, or maybe not. Though you're not the first to mention the bird around here. There was a man stopped by the rest not long ago claiming he was attacked by a silver chocobo near some gutted hovel not far from Eastpool. Most took him for a braggart and a liar, but who knows? Perhaps there was some truth to his tale.
We'll see. Thank you.
Certainly something to look up. So we're still not done with this then.
I'll build a barricade so sturdy, even a bandicoot.
Can I help you with something?
You wouldn't happen to sell silver chocobo feathers, would you?
I deal in fruit, not fancies. But if it's fancies you're after, I suggest you try Rhiannon's ride.
Was a silver chocobo seen there?
Oh, yes. If you believe the ravings of a madman.
It wouldn't be the first time. A silver chocobo sighted in the hills near Rhiannon's ride.
There then.
It sounds almost too good to be true. But since I'm already here.
Indeed. Now, does this one not count as a silver chocobo? I mean, it looks
Run like the
plenty
wind.
silvery or white, at least. I mean, what are we looking for? One that actually looks distinctly metallic or something?
Someone's
Find out
brave.
soon enough.
We're not alone.
Tracks. My bandits for a change.
Oh no, these are cheeky boot tracks. Definitely cheeky boot tracks. That or a very large frog.
More tracks. And these look fresh. The chocobo was here. And recently. Perhaps it still is.
Let's find out. Got a nice little house here and everything.
I don't hear anything. Well, I'll be damned.
Not gonna have to fight it, are we? There's two of them.
It's all right. I'm not going to hurt you. Just borrowing a feather for my friend. Thank you. Let's get this back to Gav before they change their minds.
Yes, let's. Slowly but surely. Unless, of course, I get, you know, another side mission unlocked after having done this one. Wouldn't be too surprised.
It was no trouble.
Clive, you're back. How'd you get on? Any luck?
Any luck, you say?
Crystal's crack. Is this what I think it is? Where in the hell did you find it?
It's a long story.
Actually, not that long. Found it in a shack.
Right there on the road to Eastpool. Who'd have thought it?
Everything up there's been abandoned for years. The empty cabin made for the perfect shelter. Though I fear my presence may have forced the poor creatures to look elsewhere.
Don't blame yourself, Clive. The Blight's right on Eastpool's doorstep. They'd have had to move on before long, even if you hadn't have turned up. They'll find a new home. Trust me. After all, that's what us endangered animals do. Anyway, what matters is, you managed to nick us one of their quills before they could run off. And now all that's left is to fix it to the carving.
I didn't know you could carve.
Reckon there's a lot you don't know about me. Like the fact I'm as good with a whittling knife as I am with a sword. And that bone Ember gave me's a dream to work with. What did you say it was from again? An Avis?
But it weren't your Avis, Sid. I slew one of my own at last.
So all those long nights in the pit finally bore fruit. I'm proud of you, Ember.
Don't speak too soon. I ain't done my trial yet.
There we go.
That's rather nice.
What do you think?
I think if you ever hang up your scouting cap, you'll be able to make an honest living.
Now will I? I should go and see if Ed is awake.
Give it my best.
You can give it to yourself. Come on.
Why not, I suppose? Why not? Where is she holed up, though? In the infirmary? She's not there. Ah, there she is. Treatment diary. Today, Clive visited the infirmary to have me dress a laceration on his left forearm. I cleaned and stitched the wound, and instructed him to rest the arm so that it could heal. But not an hour later, he was leaving on another mission. For the 100th time, he's disobeyed my instructions. Next time he comes to me for treatment, I'm tying him to the bed. Thinky that.
Ah, me lords.
How are you feeling?
Well, thank you. Is something wrong?
Wrong? No, nothing like that. What it is...
Go on, please. It's beautiful. Did you make it?
We did. Aye. It's from all of us here at the Hideaway. Your new family, like. It's a good luck charm. We may come up north when a bairn's on the way. I mean a baby. To let him know that they're part of the family too. Oh, I hope you like it.
I don't know what to say. I thank you, my lords, for everything.
If there's anything you need, just let us know.
I will.
Ah, Clive. Fancy a swift off? I'm thirsty.
I could be convinced. Don't you think you've had enough?
Oh, we're celebrating. I'm gonna be a father.
I think Edda might have something to say about that.
A tiny bit, perhaps.
You know what I mean. Bit of light in these dark times. Wasn't long after me 10th name day. My mum told us she was with child again. I was over the fucking moon. I was looking forward to having a little one to lord it over. What with me being the runt of the litter. Thought I'd finally have a chance to prove to the world that I could be a big brother. Imperials came the day she went into labour. Had myself a baby sister. And then I didn't. My whole family gone in a blink, while I hid in the cellar like the spineless little arsehole I was. Great brother I turned out to be. I'll never be a leader. And I'll never be a hero. I'm just a daft little dog who comes running when his master calls. I'll never be like you, or Sid, or Jill, or even Torgal.
Oi, you shouldn't aspire to Torgal. That's way too high. No one's like Torgal. He's the goodest boy.
Do you know why you're our best scout? Because you don't need anyone to hold your hand. Without your resourcefulness, your courage, your determination, I don't know where we'd be. Maybe hanging off a cliff like,
That was only the once.
Exactly. You learned from it. And here you are, after Founder knows how many missions, stronger for everyone. And let's not forget Rosalith. Who was it who freed me from the dungeon? Who was it who ran to Jill's rescue?
That would be me.
It would indeed.
Because you're our brother, Gav. My brother.
Your brother.
Which means that when the time comes,
I get your room. And your sword.
You couldn't lift my sword. Too heavy for your skanky little ass. Free to try, though. I do have a couple that's a tad bit smaller. Still heavier than yours, though.
I may have had one too many.
You may have had 10 too many.
I said I was thirsty. Better get back to work anyway. After I walk this off. Clive?
What is it?
Thanks for, you know.
I know.
Oh, how wholesome. Winter mead. Wait. Alright then, off to the next one. We still have plenty more to do. Let's see. Almond Dark. Alright, let's begin with this. We got us a couple of places, but where the heck is Almond Dark? Where the hell is that? Oh, I forgot the other side of this here. Yeah. Oh yeah, we got plenty of stuff to do here. Inconvenient Truth, we got Litany of Errors, and we got Dear Nobody's Tool. Let's start with that one. Let's see. Yeah, this way. Oh, it's
Doris is waiting
big
for me near
arena,
Almond
maybe.
Dark. The longer she's out in the open, the more likely she is to be found by a Kashik. I need to hurry.
Off. Go get her. Good fellas. I'm in the way. You dead already?
Stay down!
Really? You beggars are there? Die already. Should be. Oh wait. Oh, maybe we had to climb the cliff face there or something. Maybe that's it. Or no. Maybe not. Glitch. Okay. Bother with I don't want him to go any further that way. If he does, we're gonna pull the lich as well, and I'd rather not. Right, Doris?
There were no guards, I take it.
None manning the gates, no. It's a different story inside, though. The corridors are crawling with Akashic. Most likely guards left behind when the wardens ran. If Chadwick was being held here, I worry that he may already be.
Don't give up hope just yet. But let's move quickly. Let me check the ground floor. The ether's stick is there.
Then I'll search the upper level. Good luck, Sid. Stay safe.
as well.
Just how bad are the floods inside the walls? Bad enough to turn a bearer? I hope not. We're risking a lot just being here. Better keep my eyes open for signs of luck. Locked up tight.
Okay. Was that just to figure out that it was locked? Among Dark, Writ of Designation. The Kingdom of Waloed hereby designates this facility a prison for the detainment of bearers, both foreign and domestic. The purpose of this facility is to rear and train a Kusa beast for deployment in the field. The aforementioned purpose is a matter of strictest secrecy, and any mention thereof is to be punishable by death. Captive bearers have been provided solely for the pursual of the aforementioned purpose. Express permission is required for use of bearers in any other capacity.
So this place was no ordinary prison. And I doubt they'll have taken the creature with them when they fled.
Oh, goody. We get to find something nasty then? I like the sound of that. We're not done checking the bottom floor yet. So, well, let's be a tad bit systematic about this, shall we? Oh, brothers.
It's over!
Right, what do we have here? Memorandum on Kusa beast feeding. Recent supply shortages left us with insufficient resources to feed the Kusa entrusted to our care. Fortunately, the creature was observed to kill and consume the bears assigned to fight beside it in a mock battle conducted as part of its training. The beast was further observed to enter a state of visible contentment upon feeding in this way, suggesting that live bears may even be its preferred source of sustenance. While this behavior is unexpected, it is not unwelcome. Bearers no longer of use for training purposes can now be repurposed as required.
They were feeding bearers to it. This is even worse than I'd feared.
Uh-huh. That's fucked up. How about this one, though? The Kusa has long been recognized as an especially aggressive species. This being the case, it was hoped that successful deployment on the battlefield might be a means of inflicting heavy casualties on the enemy. In exercises conducted thus far, however, the beast has proven incapable of distinguishing between allied and enemy combatants. As such, deployment alongside regular troops is not recommended. It is proposed instead that bearer captives be employed in order to draw enemy focus, and the beast then driven into the fray in order to achieve maximum benefit with minimal loss to Walooder lives.
Minimal loss of Walooder lives. And what happens when they run out of bearers? Even the Imperials take better care of their branded than that. Nothing but a caching down here.
Yeah,
Hopefully things are looking better upstairs. I should go and see how Doris is getting on.
Alright. Let's go left. And burn these vectors. Fish that. Cells at least. Boris?
No lock downstairs. But I did find out that this place was more than just a prison. Something far more sinister was happening here.
I know. I've been reading some of these documents and... it can't be true, can it? Bearers die every day in service of their masters, but this is so much worse. Pitting bearers against a wild beast armed with nothing but their wits? And all in order to bring about more death. And not just those who could fight, but the elderly, children even, and those who wouldn't or couldn't were disposed of. Whatever that means.
I'm afraid it means they were fed to the monstrosity they kept here.
Then we're too late. And I was a fool to bring you here.
Don't say that. Did you find anything else?
A key. But it doesn't fit any of the locks on this floor.
Perhaps it will fit one of the doors downstairs. There's a corridor I haven't searched yet. Finish up here, then come and find me when you're ready.
All right. I'll be there in a moment.
Alright. I haven't actually finished checking the upper floor here either, so... I have to do that first, alright. That's the path we... No, not quite. Came from... Yeah, we came from down here. Is there anything... Nah, we can't go higher than that. Alright. Days up. And go. Empty shore. Don't know what that is actually. It'll come in handy at some point. Or something. Or not.
Let's see what we can find down here.
Yeah, no doubt. Tends to be the case, I find. What?
A survivor. She sounds close.
There she is, indeed.
Who are you?
There's no need to be afraid. Are you alone? Are there any other survivors?
Some of the guards. They're still here. But something's wrong with them. Everyone else was eaten by the monster.
Of course there were.
Thank the Founder.
It was worth our coming. But I'd rather we didn't linger. Are you ready?
Ready when you are. You poor thing. You must have been terrified.
Did Jadwick send you?
What?
He fought the monster. Distracted it so I could run away. He must have sent you. He promised to free the others too. Where is he? He opened your cell, didn't he? You wouldn't be here otherwise.
Chadwick.
Wow.
Was that?
I am not leaving until I get a chance to fight that thing.
Chadwick, help!
We have to get out of here.
Doris, keep the girl safe.
All right. You put that bearer-eating bastard in the ground.
So I shall.
It's out there waiting for me. I can't let it live.
What is that?
Not if it's got a taste for bearers.
That's like a super behemoth or something. I want to kill that. Oh, I desperately want to kill that. You have to fight that. Dude, don't wait. What? What? How do I get in there? There. I want to fight that thing. Nope. Gotta be a way in, right? Gotta be a way in. Ah! Lack of bars is certainly an option. Kuza beast. Right, lads, murder the fecker. Or get brutally murdered, as it were. Anyway, it's fine.
Beast will wreak havoc if it ever leaves the prison. I can't let that happen.
Beggar. guy as well. Except when I do it, it's way more fancy. That's a win. Behemoth Shackle. I think we've gotten these before. Nothing new here. I think I actually have a couple left.
Finally.
Sid, are you hurt?
Me? Nah, I'm good.
I'm fine. I think.
No.
What is it?
A diary. I gave it to Chadwick before we went our separate ways. He was here. Do you think that creature?
I'm sure he fought bravely to the last. The girl is safe thanks to him.
Chadwick. You fool.
Come on. We have to get her back to the hideaway. We don't want his sacrifice to have been in vain.
No. Of course not.
You get to be a mum.
I'll see that she's looked after from now on. It's the least I can do.
Sometime later.
From what I hear, you've barely left the girl's side in days. I hope she's recovering from her ordeal.
She is. Slowly but surely. She's far tougher than she looks. I thank the flames we found her. If we hadn't...
I know. But we did. I'm sorry we weren't able to save Chadwick.
There's no need to apologize. Without your help, I would never have found out what happened to him. How he fought to the bitter end to save her. To save Hyde Marie. That's the man I remember. The man I thought of as a brother.
I wish I could have met him. I'd like to hear more about your past. If you don't mind, that is.
Of course. You already met my former master. She trained Chadwick and I to do two things. Kill and obey. We were supposed to be sold to the highest bidder when the time came. But no bid was ever high enough to convince her to part with us. For years, we were her daggers in the shadows. But we could never quite shake our doubts about the things she made us do. And then, one day, we just couldn't do them anymore. So we escaped. But staying together was out of the question. They would have found us too easily. After so many years of training, the pull to serve was always strong. It scared me to think he might have taken another master, become a dagger in someone else's hand.
But even in captivity, the battles he fought were his own. And he died not as someone's tool, but as a hero.
Hyde Marie is proof of that. Bearers can cast off their shackles. And the Cursebreakers will show them how. I'll fight until my dying breath to see it done. For Chadwick, and for all of us.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be counting on you.
And so we will. More XP. Breath of Torrent. Reduce the Gungnir cooldown time by 2 seconds. Right? Alright. We do still have a bunch left though. Oh, wait. Something's happened here.
How may I help you today,
We have
Clive?
another renowned reward to it.
Come to claim your just desserts?
Genji gloves. Right? Curious about
Here you
these.
are.
Cool. And next would be an Orchestrion scroll and Fallen Enigma.
All
I'm
done?
assuming I'll need for the fancy ass sword or some such. And he's got more hunt targets. Really now. Let me see. Ah, Masterless Marauder. It's not Chadwick, is it? Oh. We're gonna have to go after these anyway at some point. Right. Genji gloves. Let's see what they're good for. If they're any good at all. Increases damage dealt to enemies by 5%. I'm not entirely sure 5% is all that huge. I mean, it's certainly huge for when they're staggered and when you can actually lay into them with big attacks, for sure. But yeah, why not? Why not? Why not? This one's just too good not to use. The added firepower, the dodge is just too damn good. We could feasibly lose Flames of Rebirth, the cooldown decrease here. Could feasibly do that. I mean, sure, we use it quite a lot, but we don't use it quite that often. Not anymore, at least. There, get my health back. In fact, I'm starting to wonder if maybe I shouldn't maybe skip one of these abilities and just throw in Diamond Dust instead. Because let's face it, the attacks are shit. This one is at least easy to use. It's kind of shit, but easy to use. And the important part is building the damned Samtetsuken gauge. That's all. That's all it's really good for. Because that one is freaking massive. And Arm of Darkness is also aimed to that effect. I think we can lose Gungnir, really. Maybe we should put in Diamond Dust there instead. Neat little AoE. Doesn't take too long to use. Quite efficient, really. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get rid of that one. And go with Diamond Dust instead. How about that? How about that? That way we get another AoE to cover for our somewhat noticeable lack of said attack. There we go. It's either that or Scarlet Cyclone again. No doubt we'll switch it around now and then anyway. Keep things just a tad bit fresh. Just a tad bit. Like that. So, we're not quite done over here in Waloed, though. There's plenty more to do. Got these two here as well. That's a hunt target for sure. For sure. Let's kill it. There is no way in hell that that is not a target. Yeah. Another Behemoth King. Ooh. Yeah, this might actually be interesting.
Another one of your list's guard dogs. Quite a specimen, these two.
No pushover. Let's freeze for a bit. Can't see what's happening. I don't want to be in that. Don't want to be in that. Not at all. Big, I can't see what's happening. Well, let's make the best out of it while he's lying down, shall we? No chill whatsoever, does he? Oh. one. That was fun. That is a goodly chunk of experience. And, oh, orichalcum. Nice. See that with the big
No match for you, eh, Torgal?
Yeah, it was all Torgal. He did all the work. I was just watching.
The entire village looks abandoned. Now, which house would a bookworm live in?
Biggest shelf, I reckon. This little potion. Might there be another one over here? See a shiny? Black blood. Ah, what I would rather taken a potion. That would have been better. Much so. Shinies about. No. Hello. Royal Intelligencer Training Report. In the wake of the tragic fire that Caernarvon in... Good God, since when did I become British? And the subsequent depletion of our most highly practiced intelligencers, all mainland strongholds were instructed to redouble training in clandestine maneuvers, improvised weaponry and assassination techniques, and dispatch promising volunteers to Stonehere for inspection. This report details progress made by the stronghold of Garnick in reinvigorating Waloed's ranks of esteemed intelligencers.
This is a Royal Army logbook. Did he take this from the
local barracks? Is what he was about to say, I reckon. Aterfotida. Aterfotida. That's your tail of a wyvern. White of flower and black of the root, the latter of which gives out an inky gall when cut or crushed. The tribesmen of Northern Storm prick their skin with oaken needles soaked in such, drawing curious patterns about their arms and legs in honor of their heathen gods. The gall is passing toxicate, that a single drop taken by mouth may result in cramps most painful for days and 5 nights. 5 days and 5 nights. Or, if applied to a wound, certain death. Should a slip of the needle end a young warrior's life, it is said that his skin print failed to find favor among the heavens.
His interests were certainly varied.
The folklorist fabulary, the Moogle. No spirit or sprite appears more often in Valistean folktales than the humble Moogle, though they are occasionally painted as mischievous souls akin to pixies or imps. Most stories depict them as clumsy yet congenial spirits who delight in helping mankind with their daily labors. They are said to have sweet tooths, leading to the common superstition that one must not leave cakes or other sweetmeats uncovered overnight, lest naught remain but crumbs come morning. In appearance, they are described as being covered head to toe in soft white fur, excepting the small dark wings, and by which they are somehow able to take flight, and the brightly colored pom-poms that protrude from the tops of their heads. And yet, there is one detail regarding the Moogle that most find more remarkable than even the orb that tops its brow: the fact that the creatures actually exist. Preposterous, I hear you cry. Everybody knows that Mughals are the stuff of legend. I quite agree, but every legend has its basis in truth, and in the case of the Mughal, the fact may not be so dissimilar to the fiction. Ancient bestiaries list a white mole whose feet do not touch the ground among the beasts of the realm, and the illustration beside the name, why, it is none other than the Mughal. Of course, it is true that the creatures are not known to still survive in the twins in the modern day. Perhaps their miniature wings carried them to other climes. Perhaps they were hunted to extinction, or perhaps, just perhaps, they do still live among us, hidden away far from human view. They're not that far away, actually. I have one in the hideaway. From a distance, Chapter 16. All of the Bearers. The emergence of the first magic adepts was widely heralded as a gift from the gods. Indeed, the title with which those with the gift came to be commonly known as is mostly likely a contraction of Bearer of the Heavenly Blessing. The wording used by the tribunes of the time. Those born with the blessing were lauded as living crystals, and granted high office and plentiful reward for their status as chosen ones. Over the years, this reverence for their kind would become a full-fledged religion, led by the bearers themselves, a development that would prove fateful. The divers nations... What? The divers? Divers? I imagine it's the diverse nations of the time were unanimous of their disapproval of the founding of the church. While the authorities had for years welcomed bearers into positions of power in their own structures of state, they were mistrusting of an organization led by bearers, for bearers. Efforts were immediately made to chasten this church and its followers, banning members from holding office, evicting adherents from their homes, and breaking up meetings by force. The church responded by forming a volunteer army to resist this persecution, and yet it continued, creating a cycle of ever-increasing bloodshed and rancor, and a growing rift between those born with the blessing and those without. It began with beatings and street clashes, would eventually spill over into an all-out war that consumed the greater part of the twins for nigh a generation and decimated the population of men and bears both. The deluge of blood that stained the land crimson and left an even more lasting mark upon the minds of the Valisthian people. After the bearers' last resistance was crushed, the nations of Valisthea came together to sign the Continental Accord that initiated the system of slavery that persists across the realm to this day. Its well-known phrase, bearers are other than human, as its roots in the bitter war of the years before, being the unblessed's only excuse for their calamitous refusal to allow the blessed to decide their own destinies.
This is it. But if what it says is true, I need to get this back to the hideaway.
Indeed. It's quite the interesting piece of book there. Is something to happen when we try to leave? This secret organization, perhaps.
Leaving so soon, stranger? We've been watching you. From a distance, so to speak.
But of course.
Subtle. I know who you are.
Then we need not waste time on introductions. Hand me the book.
No.
Leave it in our care and return to your life.
Your care? Do you mean to burn it or bury it?
That is not my decision to make. But by one means or another, its contents shall be removed from the common record.
Then I'll have to politely refuse. I won't let you erase our history.
Then we find ourselves at an impasse.
Not really.
Very well.
I'll just stab you.
The book can just as easily be pried from your dead hand.
By you and what army? Come here. Oh, is he leaving then? Ah, he's a chicken.
Let's see, shall we?
Fancy that. Well. Wait a bit, instead. Barely even felt that. Ah, yeah, I felt that. Oh, you don't. I suppose I could have made that a lot easier by not using Odin, but I like it. It's so much fun.
Impressive. But we have other means. We shall claim the book yet.
Why do you want it so badly anyway?
It lays out in no uncertain terms the vanity and avarice of mankind. It tells the shameful history of the persecution and oppression of a gifted few by a giftless many. Would you say that this interpretation was correct?
I don't know.
You don't know. Your sword may be sharp, but your wits are dull. So let me answer for you. There is no correct interpretation of history. That a series of events took place may be proved beyond a doubt. But there can be no single, immutable explanation as to why they came to pass. It is a question of numbers and of belief. If enough people believe that a set of events occurred for a reason, that belief becomes the truth.
So you're trying to control the truth?
We are trying to protect people from themselves, from knowledge that would bring them naught but pain. That is all.
You're full of shit, aren't you?
We keep the book. For now. The world is small. We shall meet again. Until then.
Wait.
Yeah, we should have just stabbed him when we had the chance, shouldn't we? Yeah, I reckon so.
Let's get this back to Vivian. Perhaps she can explain what that was all about.
Wasn't that hard to understand, was it? Oh well. We have another side quest over here as well. Might as well sort that one out while we're here and all. Could do with a bit of healing.
Company.
Where are they? Another ghost. How do we get... Ah, we have to go around the long way, don't we? Alright, fine. It wasn't that long anyway.
This must be the orphanage. Hopefully the registry's still here.
Ah, yes, I remember checking this place out. Badbach Conservatory, Writ of Incorporation. The King of Allude hereby incorporates this institution wherein juvenile bearers are to be granted the opportunity to give themselves in service to the state as soldiers. Trainees succumbing to the crystal's curse or otherwise perishing are to be disposed of with all haste. The graveyard is strictly reserved for the uncursed. Bearer disposal within its bounds is punishable by death.
Disposed of?
It's rather disgusting, isn't it? Conditioning schedule. Today's exercises will consist of the press yard. 20 sandbags for such duration as instructor shall dictate. The furnace. Burn intensity to be gradually increased. Live combat. 1 to 3 hellhounds depending on performance.
Conditioning.
Well,
This is nothing short of torture. Herman wasn't exaggerating. It's a wonder he survived this place. I need to find that registry.
that's it. I've recently learned that my own daughter was among the children turned to stone by the brutal training I subjected them to. I had not so much as thought of her since handing her over to the authorities as a babe, but inquiries with the military confirmed it. It was her. I had been torturing my own flesh and blood, and now I see her everywhere. Today, one of the children smiled at me in the hope of receiving a few scraps from my table. It was her smile, the smile she inherited from her mother, the mother I killed for giving birth to a bearer. Their ghosts have all come back to haunt me. My daughters, my wife's, all of them. All of those children. So many have died at my hand. I can bear the guilt no longer, and so I have decided. Tomorrow, I too must die. It will be the last order I give those poor wretches. The last torment I subject them to. I will command them to tear me limb from limb and inter my accursed corpse beneath the white tree whose crooked hands reach to the sky in supplication. And beside me, my shame, my curse, the record of all their names and all those I have wronged.
This reads like a suicide note. Did the director go through with his plan? There's only one way to find out.
Find out. Big white. Oh, it's not
Forked white tree. This must be the place.
Oh, maybe it wasn't big. Maybe it was just forked. That might be it. Dig this fucker up and
could he really be buried here? There's something hidden among the roots. Let's see. This must be the registry.
Oh, it's 10 years old. Ooh. Quite a few names. Come to conditioning. Lothar, Marta, Reinhard, Bruno, Johanna, Franz, Paulina, Alfred. Quite a few here, but not of all. Imagine.
So many names.
None
This
I
place
recognize.
was a slaughterhouse. But where is the architect of all this misery? It was only a matter of time, I suppose. This place is cursed. Nice try.
Many stabs. All the stabs there. Finish with the biggest stab. And the biggest lightning. There we go. Proper red that guy. Need to go get myself some new potions. I'm dangerously low.
I'm done here. Let's get the registry back to Herman.
I suppose we can go into the chapel. Or whatever this is. Looks like a church of some kind. Probably go in there at some point as well, but oh, maybe not. Oh, we are seemingly done here, at least. Let's go turn in our quests. Got 2 more to turn in after all. Let's see, where are they at, though? Ah, yes, Vivian first.
Vivian. I found it. The book you lost.
You
You found it. Thank you, Clive. Even though I asked this of you, I was not entirely sure it would be possible. I feared the executors had seized every copy.
I met with one of these executors, and I convinced him to let me keep it. He told me something. That the truth is just a matter of collective belief. And that if enough people believe a lie, that lie becomes the truth.
It does. But it also means that the truth is not immutable. That it can be changed. Provided that those who wish to change it can convince enough people that their perspective is the correct one. As the sad history of the bearers proves.
That is so
You said
bullshit.
that the book inspired you to become a scholar.
It did. Or its author, rather. She was a heretic, you see. A firebrand and a dissenter. A gallows stood ready for her in every corner of the realm. And by shunning society, or perhaps being shunned by it, she stumbled upon a truth so potent that an entire realm trembled at the prospect of its utterance. I, too, have always felt somehow set apart from the world of men. A stranger to my own species. She taught me that my solitude was not a curse, but a gift. And that, though my journey to the truth might be a lonely one, what I found at my destination would be more than worth the cost.
Do you still feel that way? That you're not one of us?
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure anymore. Since coming to the hideaway, I find my thinking somewhat clouded. Perhaps the result of studying mankind from a rather closer perspective than I had intended. But the more I study, the more I find value in this perspective. In looking not from the outside, but from within. So if you'll permit me, I'd like to continue my work here. Remember, Clive, when enough people believe, belief begets truth. Give the men and women of this benighted world the gift of truth. Make them believe in you, as I do.
I'll try, Vivian. I'll try.
That is a fantastical amount of bullshit. Let's make this very clear. The truth is the truth, regardless of what people might think or like about it, or not like about it. Doesn't matter. The truth is the truth. Ain't no changing that, no matter what you want. It is what it is.
There's something about it.
Doesn't mean you have to agree with it. Doesn't mean you have to like it, but, I mean, if someone drops a bomb on your house, you can't just convince the world that it didn't happen, expect the house to be there, right? Doesn't quite work like that. Right, we got more mail. Treasure hunt. Really? What? You didn't think I were just saying this stuff about hiding my engine, did you? Wouldn't you know, I've already a fine spot picked out and everything. But if you're going to go on this grand adventure, you'll need to be quick about your business with that ruddy god of yours. Take too long and somebody more clever might beat you to the prize. I suppose in that case I could bury you one of my lesser inventions. Goddess knows I've countless. Good for her. The Triunity. Bringing together three men from differing backgrounds was not to be without some difficulty. However, come together we did, for a better Valisthea. The Triunity was but a first step. A longer, more bitter journey awaits us all, one that will almost certainly end in hardship. Yet what matters most is not the destination, but what we can learn from one another while we're on the road there. You have paved the road for us with your courage, Clive. Now we must have the courage to walk it. That you do. That you do. Well put. Fun fact, Jupiter is so big you could fit an entire football field on it. No. Really? It's that big, is it? I read it earlier. I just figured that one was worth reading aloud. We want that on recording, damn it. Who knew? Who knew? I, for one, am shocked. I always expected Jupiter to be like half the size of a football field. Feels like a lifetime ago. It was a lifetime ago. That afternoon on Man's Hill was our very first adventure. But somehow I knew even then that it would not be our last. I will never forget that day, and the simple fact that you have not either fills my heart with joy so fierce I cannot describe it. Since the moment we first met, you have always been an important part of my life. An important part of me, even. The half that makes me whole. When times are darkest, you are my light. When I am lost, you are my guiding star. You are just what I need. You are all that I need. You are the greatest gift. Oh. 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 That is so sweet. People are usually shocked when they find out I'm a bad electrician. I know that feeling. It's kind of my... to some extent, it's my job just to tell people that, why are you asking me to do this? Since when the hell was I whatever it is that they require at the moment? I'm a freaking mechanic. Not an electrician, nor a plumber. I'm not even a real mechanic. I'm a fake. I just learn shit and I do them. And occasionally I get paid. A hideaway welcome. Edda seems fond of this silver bow we gave her, so much so that she's been taking to setting it atop her belly as she rests. To hear her tell it, the rascal kicks something fierce when she does too. That's cute. Sounds like we've another fighter on our hands, and none too soon. I can hardly wait to teach our newest little curse breaker everything I know. So I suppose we can all celebrate first. No need to get ahead of ourselves now. Sometimes in my work they think because I'm good at back end, I'm also good at front. Yeah, I get that. That's partially the issue. People have just grown accustomed to me solving just about everything. So they feel very comfortable with just piling everything on me, even though I'm really not qualified to do half of it. And yet somehow I manage in the end. It's fucking weird, but I am at some point going to work myself to an early grave. That's just how it goes. Making amends. Master Clive, I am aware that there are matters of much greater import, which demand your attention, but should you find yourself a moment, I bid you visit me in the shelves that I might ask a single favor concerning His Highness, Prince Dion. Why not?
It's usually me making demands of Hippocrates. I wonder what this is about.
Let's find out.
First the skies.
Also, I want to see how much I'm still lacking.
So, what'll it be?
Gotthard Damarung. Still need dark steel. 2 of them, in fact. And I have no idea where to get dark steel. I have everything else, though.
That
Just
it?
need the dark steel.
Fine.
That's all we need.
Say what you will. Lady Karen has seen us.
Do you think Sid will tell us about his adventures in Ash?
I hear that you traveled to Ash, Sid.
Did you by any chance recover the names of my fallen friends?
I did.
Ah, shit, the cat's here. And he saw me eating ham, and the face he made. Papa, would you truly betray me in this fashion? Papa? Where is my ham, Papa? Well, he left rather in a hurry.
I may.
I think he's... I imagine he's sad and feels betrayed.
The director was a brutal man. He got no worse than he deserved.
The registry was all I found beneath the tree. There was no sign of a body. Or any record of what happened to the children after the orphanage closed.
I pray that at least some of them survived. All their names are here. The ones we lost. My friends. My light in those dark times. I can still remember their faces. Like it was yesterday. Children who were taken from their bunks in the morning. Never to return. No explanation ever offered.
They'd be happy to know that you survived, Herman.
But why did I make it out alive? When so many others died in that awful place?
It's not your fault. And blaming yourself won't bring them back. Honor their memory. See that their names live on. That way, at least. They're never truly gone.
Thank you. Sid, I'm going to write a book. An account of the horrors of Badbach, and the spirit of those its custodians sought to crush. All of Valisthea will know of our suffering, and in the name of those I lost, I will not let it happen again.
Neither will I.
These records would have been buried for all eternity, were it not for you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mesmerize. Never used it. Don't feel too really interested in using it either. Still, stuff, experience, some renown. You never have too much stuff, really. Stuff is just fun to have. Stuff is good.
Say what you will, Lady Karen has seen herself.
At least in video games, actually, I'm rather ascetic in real life, but in games, I do so very much like stuff.
Lawsman Harpocrates, I received your note.
Ah, yes. I expect you're wondering what this is all about.
You spoke of making amends with Dion, but I can't imagine what for.
Then I should begin by telling you that I was once his tutor. This was some years ago, of course, before I joined Sid in his hideaway. At that time, I was counted among the foremost scholars of Oriflamme, and was accordingly invited to the palace to supervise the young prince's education, all to ensure that the future emperor had a firm grounding in, well, everything an emperor should. History, religion, commerce, government. Alas, our time together was cut short when Dion left to join the dragoons. His studies no longer being deemed necessary. I had not expected to meet with him again, least of all here.
Have you spoken with him?
No, I have yet to find the right moment. His Highness always seems so preoccupied, especially when alone. I would not wish to disturb his ruminations with idle words of greeting. Not when I know he dwells upon the evil Ultima had him commit in the Dominion.
The guilt weighs heavily on him, I know. But as you say, that was Ultima's doing. Surely you can't blame yourself.
When I first met him, it was not guilt, but his people's expectations that weighed heavily upon him. And I did nothing to ease that burden. He bore it alone, until the day he could not bear it any longer. It is one of my greatest regrets that I only ever offered him my wisdom, when what he truly needed was friendship. The blame for Dion's transgressions lies not only on his shoulders, but on mine.
I see. I'm ready to help you in any way that I can.
Then I beg that you bring me a wild wyvern tail. Apothecaries across the ages agree that even to glimpse such a flower is to be granted inner solace. Fabulists and fraudsters all, of course. But there is oft a seed of truth to be found where even the most outlandish opinions align.
Well, it can't hurt to try. Where can I find this flower? And how will I know it?
You have seen cultivated wyvern tails before, I trust. The lily-white blossoms from whose roots the poisonous ink for the brand is distilled. Well, those which grow in the wild differ only in their purple hue. The harsher the environment in which they are raised, the deeper the color. There is a waterfall in Rickmal's roost across the strait, where the flowers once grew in abundance. Whether they still survive there, I know not. But try as I might, I can find no likelier location.
It's all right. I'll find you a wyvern tail one way or another.
Thank you, Clive. And please, be safe.
Well, let's get to it. It would have to be over here. Ah, there it is. Was rather hoping there'd be a closer spot to travel to, but this'll do. It will suffice. That's a good thing. So I forgot to buy potions.
Come on.
Again.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Hiccups.
No holding back.
Birds.
Seems this place has been flooded twice over. Purple flowers blooming next to a waterfall. Shouldn't be too hard to find.
Oh, there's a lindworm there.
Straight home now.
Might have to get rid of that one.
Nice try.
Bad angle. Freeze the bastard. Dead fake dragon.
Here they are. Might as well pick enough for a bunch, I suppose.
And I reckon we have that now. Goody. Let's go back to the hideaway. There are so many side missions. This is taking forever. But I refuse to leave them undone. We need to figure out where to get dark steel as well.
Oarsman, I found the flowers you were looking for.
You did?
I think I did.
These look like they're the right thing, at least.
You did indeed. My dear boy, thank you.
You wanted to make Dion a gift of one, did you not? Shall I invite him to join us?
Oh, I don't...
It's no trouble. I'll go and fetch him.
Alright. Let's go fetch him.
Your Highness, would you do me the honor of accompanying me?
No. It is time, then.
No. Only to the shelves. Our lawsman has something he'd like to give you.
Master Harpocrates. No. I dare not show my face before him. Not after everything I have done. I have taken countless innocent lives. And ruined countless more. All because I was weak. I have sworn to atone for my crimes or die in the attempt. But were I to meet with him again, and see in his eyes what I have become, I fear that my resolve might falter.
Then that is all the more reason to do it. Test your resolve. Prove to yourself, and to him, how strong it truly is.
You are right. I must, at the very least, offer him my gratitude. Very well, then. Take me to him.
Follow me.
Here's some more for you right there. Didn't mean to, though. It just happened that way. Eh.
Even now, I hesitate to approach him. What must he think of me?
You'd be surprised.
Master Harpocrates, pray, accept my apologies for leaving your tutelage before my studies were complete. Your lessons opened my mind to a world quite unlike the one I had imagined from within the gilded confines of the palace. And I shall be forever grateful for the efforts you made to enlighten me.
Lift up your head, Your Highness. The deeds of youth require no apology. That you took the time to visit me says much about the man you have become. Now, there is something I would like to show you.
Is that a wyvern tail? The color is unfamiliar to me.
Because it is unique to those found in the wild. Something in the harsh environment in which they grow lends them this striking hue. Their roots are indistinguishable from those of their hothouse cousins, but once they bloom, the difference is immediately apparent. In this flower, I see you, Your Highness. Its roots were the roots of a wyvern tail, with all that implies. But they do not define it, just as yours do not define you. I want you to have it, that it might remind you of this truth.
Master Harpocrates, I would ask of you a service. Keep your gift until I have fulfilled my duty to the realm, for only then shall I be deserving of it.
As you wish, Your Highness. I shall await your return.
Just take the damned flower, you wreck.
Our roots do not define us. No wonder my stepmother didn't like him.
Sure, words were never spoken.
For reuniting me with memories I had thought long lost. I shall not forget this.
What did we get? What did we get? Is that shiny?
Thank you, Clive. Were it not for you, I fear I might never have found the right moment to speak with him. Not to mention the wyvern tales. I shall plant their seeds, that I might not disappoint His Highness upon his return.
I hope the soil in the hideaway is to their liking.
Why, these flowers bloomed in the bleak, black wastes of Waloed. I'm sure Nigel's yard will suit them to a T. When it comes to expressing one's gratitude, I find that words are seldom sufficient. Here.
More shinies? I do so like getting shinies.
A stolas quill. Or more precisely, my stolas quill. 'Tis said that an owl's feathers are steeped in the wishes it hears over its long lifetime. All those words just waiting to pour out onto the page. So consider this my wish for you. That one day you may put down your sword and pick up that pen.
That's very nice of you.
When that day comes, I'll certainly have a lot to write about. Thank you, Harpocrates. It shall have pride of place in my chamber.
So it shall. Status Quo and Bahamut's Mercy. Believe we are nearing, though not quite there yet. There's plenty of quests left to do. Plenty. But there is one other thing I would like to check out first. In somewhere around here. Somewhere. Ah, yes. Somewhere around here, actually. Like hereabouts. Or here. Or here. But we'll start with the first one. And then we can pick up this little side mission here.
A fortress?
The garrison is
Because
threatening
I
to
do
pull their
believe
sentries
I
from
know
the
how to
walls.
get that dark steel.
I would
Requires me to
speak with
fight
this
some
Duke.
rather interesting creatures.
Saw the captain just now.
That's what I'm all about.
Hang the
Finding an interesting creature and murdering the heck out of it.
What say you then?
If Philippe is gone, who's our new captain?
I suspect
Welcome back.
Peter wouldn't like that. Oh.
Good girl.
Let's say as I care what they think anyway.
Someone's brave.
Oh, we're on the right track at least. I forgot to buy potions. Dang. I should have bought potions. Oh well. We'll do without. Bunch of specters here, but that's not why.
Enough of you, are there?
I need to clear the place out. Or maybe we're here too early. That might also be it. I find that a tad unlikely, though. We should have peacefully. If the target is indeed here, we should have seen it by now. Could be that I'm here too early. Maybe I need to settle the other targets first or some such. This might actually be one of the big bads. Wouldn't that be interesting? Oh well, we'll have to postpone that for later then. Which kind of seems stupid. Because it's all in the effort of getting the
The garrison is threatening
what
to pull
I
their sentries
assume to be the best
I would
weapon in the
speak
game.
with this
And if you have to beat the worst enemies in the game to get the best weapon in the game, what are you gonna use it for afterwards?
Your town needs you.
How goes the insurrection, Isabel?
Do you have a moment, Clive?
What is it?
It's the Duke, unsurprisingly. His Eminence has assumed full control of the garrison and put every able-bodied man to work on the fortifications. The town was left all but unguarded, so Philippe was compelled to form a citizens' watch to fill the void. And though my dear boys have been characteristically willing to assist him in this, they want for bodies. So I was wondering if you would lend them your strength, that the people of Northreach might sleep easier, if only for a few nights.
Of course. Whatever you need.
Thank you, Clive. What would I do without you? Philippe told me he had men stationed at...
Where can I find the mistress of this establishment?
Here, my lady. To whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
My name is Sabine, and it is my displeasure to be the daughter of the Duke of Oriflamme, who I understand is causing you and your town no small amount of trouble. I wish to speak to you about what might be done.
Very well. Let us speak. I trust you'll forgive me, Clive.
Absolutely. Our conversation can wait.
Please, proceed.
As you know, my father is a most overbearing and supercilious man, and I join you in objecting to his every action. Indeed, I owe you my thanks for continuing to argue against his reckless plans. Yet I fear he is not one to be swayed by reason. No. He must be made to face the consequences of his actions.
And who would make him do this?
I would. Myself and several other like-minded individuals. Were you to join us, we would surely have the strength to drive him from Northreach for good.
Does that not seem a trifle drastic?
Drastic action is precisely what is called for. Unless you are content to see your people downtrodden and dispossessed. My father would have it that citizens exist only to serve the Empire. That they should be forced to make every sacrifice to ensure her revival. But he is wrong. It is not the people who must serve the Empire, but the Empire who must serve her people.
True enough.
He's always been like this. Scornful of the opinions of anyone he judged beneath him. But he cannot be allowed to ride roughshod over the common folk any longer. We must fight him. By all possible means.
Fight him? No. My purpose is to quell the tension in Northreach, not to stoke it. Respectfully, my lady. Our only chance of saving this town depends upon every one of us uniting against our common enemy. Your father and his followers included. While I understand your frustrations, I cling to the hope that he may yet be won round.
False hope, I assure you. But I see that your mind is made up. I shall bother you no longer. If you will extend me the same courtesy, I bid you good day.
She certainly has spirit.
Indeed. But unfortunately for us, that spirit is only likely to harden the Duke's resolve, which may be
Also
enough to
true.
seal the fate of this town. Not that she cares. This is all about her and her father.
Families.
I'm sorry, where were we? Ah, yes. I was about to tell you of Philippe's plans for the town watch, but perhaps it's better that you heard them from him. I believe he's in the market, if you'd be so kind as to seek him out.
Right away.
It's just a pity I cannot join you. I'd like to see the two of you in action together.
Your town needs you.
Saw the captain just now.
What does the dame have to say about it?
So you are content to abandon the people to their... Please, I beseech you. If you are a true son of Northreach, you must fight to defend your home.
That's exactly what I am doing, milady. Or trying to, at least. The land is crawling with fiends, and someone has to keep watch.
Even when our true enemy is hiding in the garrison? Fine. You're not the only able-bodied man in Northreach. Thank you so much for your help.
She cornered you too, then?
Could hardly get a word in edgeways. Like father, like daughter, eh?
She made an uninvited appearance at the Vale earlier, hoping to convince the Dame to join her in fomenting rebellion.
I bet that went well. Her ladyship seems to have a way with people. Anyway, what brings you here?
Our mutual friend thought you might welcome some help.
Oh, she did she? Right, as always. In fact, you're just the man. We've had some reports, you see. Sightings of, you know what.
They're back.
Seems that way. All over, too. We haven't been able to confirm anything yet,
Laurel?
but if you're willing, you could go and see what's what.
Right. Where should I look?
You know Grieger's Weep? One of the sightings places them somewhere on its shores.
I'm on my way.
Thank you, Clive. I'll look into one of the other sightings. Let's rendezvous back here later.
Alright. Not that far. Wouldn't be too surprised.
Damn it. The reports were true. I need to stop them before they get to the town.
And, please. Easy.
Call that a test, Ultima?
Clive, it's me. Are you all right?
I am. But it seems the reports were true. The thralls have returned. I dispatched the few that I found, though.
Well, there's something, I suppose. But what were they doing south of town? They all came from the north last time. We might be able to fend off an attack from one side or the other, but from both?
Do you have eyes in the north?
Some. I should probably go and have a look, though, just to be sure. You head back to Northreach. I want you there just in case war breaks out while I'm away.
What do you mean?
Her ladyship's been busy working her magic on the townspeople, stirring up ill feeling towards her father. But she'll have her marching on the barracks if we're not careful.
What? This is exactly what the Dane was afraid of. I'll do what I can to calm things down. Be careful out there, all right?
Don't worry, I'm not like you. One sniff of those things and I'm running back to town screaming blue murder.
Do you not see, Father? The people of Northreach have given enough, and only a fool would ask for more.
Listen to me, Sabine. Where would our people be without their country, hmm? The Empire is their sword and their shield. It is she that ensures they can live without fear. And now she teeters on the brink. Without their sword, how will the people fight? Without their shield, how will they protect their kin? Can the unarmed stand against the advancing hordes? No. But there is yet hope. A new shield, a new sword.
Are the pompous in it?
A new empire. We can rebuild Sandbreck, just as great Grieger wills it.
Perhaps we could, Father. But we don't want to. Not if it is built on the broken backs of the people.
Please, let us not quarrel in the street. You must see that no good will come of this. Our fight is not with each other, but with the threat that draws ever closer to our gates. A threat that your sword has yet to rid us of, Your Eminence.
You will hold your tongue, whore. You may have filled my daughter's head with your heresy, but I will not be corrupted.
Corrupted? Your daughter's opinions are her own, as you would know if you had ever deigned to listen to her. At least I hope they are your opinions, and not posturing born of a family feud. Northreach deserves better than that.
Northreach deserves better than you, Carla. Yes, I know who you are. The slut of Twinside who bedded a Brandit.
Jealous, are you? That a woman might choose a bearer over a pious man of Griga.
Clive! I met a swarm of thralls coming south from Oriflamme. Hundreds of them. Too many to count.
No. Work on the fortifications has scarcely begun. We will retreat to Caer Norvent and there make our stand. Did you hear me? That was an order!
While this is but a heartfelt plea, let us make our stand here and protect our homes. Protect those that we love. Together, for Northreach!
You heard the dame. What are we waiting for? Pikemen to the gates. Archers to the roofs. Quickly, come on!
Alright, point me at them.
But she is but a common...
whore, yes. And we'd follow her to the gates of hell.
And quite a bit more noble than any of those two.
The men have their orders, and they look like following them. I got them spaced out at regular intervals. Whichever direction the thralls strike from, there'll be someone there to meet them.
Thank you, Philippe. Rest assured the people will play their part. The herbalist has donated her stock of medicines to me. Should any of your men be injured, take them to the Vale. We'll see to them there.
Thank you, milady. I will.
I'll play my part too. You still want for numbers. Unlike the enemy. I only hope I can go some way to evening the odds.
Oh, I'll do more than that.
Can I leave the south in your hands? I doubt the thralls by the lake were the last of their number.
Of course. I'll lead a party down that way so we don't get taken by surprise. What about you?
I'll make my way up the road to Oriflamme. I've fought a few of these things. And while I can't promise to hold them all back, I should be able to thin the herd.
All right. But take care.
Thank you. Both of you.
You can thank us when it's over.
Till then, madame.
Alright, it's war against summoned and wonky things.
I want steel in the hands of every man.
Not alone, though. I mean, we have Joshua, Jill, Borgle. We'll be fine. We will be just fine.
There are so many of them.
That's not nearly enough. We need more.
Farewell.
Big delete.
Is it over?
No. It's It's only just begun.
Why is this one so annoying to start?
Too slow.
Oh dear. Whatever. Charge my a wee bit. Oh. Follow a common more than a king, because one of the two is more likely to the common man. That is a very key statement. Depending on.
It's over.
One would imagine, though, that their areas of expertise not necessarily overlap all that much. As tragic as it might actually sound and be, on occasion, politician is actually what you need. Wouldn't mind the
looks to be the
politician
last of
having
them.
been
I wonder how the others fared.
Fine with that.
Better hurry back to town. Come on, Torgal.
As long as they're competent, it really doesn't matter which walk of life they come from.
Clive, it's good to see you.
And you. The road to Oriflamme is clear. How did you and your men fare?
Well, we ended up fighting for our lives down by the lake. Took a few nicks, but nothing the girls of the Vale can't put right.
Glad to hear it.
Well, it seems we've survived. For the time being, at least. I thank you both for answering the call.
You were right. And I was wrong. About everything. I had thought that the only way to unite the people was under the banner of Empire. That without a strong hand to guide them, they would drift apart. To be borne hither and yon by the eddying currents of fate. But you brought them together. Not by force, nor by the exercise of goddess-given authority, but by simply being one of them. By knowing what they feel, because you feel it yourself.
Our purpose was ever the same, Your Eminence. You were merely distracted by a loftier vision of empire and glory, while our eyes beheld matters closer to home.
You have the right of it again, as did you. Sabine. His Radiance said it himself. Sanbreque is naught without her citizens. I forgot that. And I am sorry.
I'm sorry too, Father. I should never have taken things so far. I only wanted you to understand how the people felt. How I felt. But my anger got the better of me.
Do not blame yourself, my dear. This was my doing. I should have listened to you. To all of you.
Your Eminence, your Ladyship, I do not doubt that you came here with the best of intentions. But I believe the same could be said of us all. We all want safety, security, prosperity. Not just for Northreach, but for the entire realm. And we may yet achieve it. If only we work together. Will you join us in this?
Yes. We shall.
Thank you, Your Eminence.
Good for them.
Now that that is settled, I must go and see to the wounded. The Vale's doors are always open to any soldier in need of relief. And today there are more than ever before.
All kinds of relief, no doubt.
Madame Isabel is a rare soul indeed. In these dark times, I see that it is not men like me who should lead the realm, but women like her.
You're right. If only I'd listened to her when I had the chance.
Forgive me for saying so, milady, but you still do. The dame said it herself. We can turn things around. We just have to work together. And that goes for you, too. You're one of us now.
One of you?
Well said, Captain. Let this be a new beginning. Not only for Sanbreque, but for us.
Well, since there's nothing more to be done here, I should see if Isabel needs any help moving the wounded.
All right.
Can we get you anything?
Just a little further.
This the last one?
How goes the treatment of the wounded? I'd be happy to man one end of a stretcher if it would help.
You've helped quite enough for one day, Clive. Thank you.
Don't mention it.
Oh, but I must. After all you've done for this town, it is the very least you deserve.
Tell me, if Northreach had fallen, what would you have done? A woman of your means could find a home anywhere in the realm, but I sense you would rather have died here.
It's a long story.
For you, madame, I have all the time in the world.
Very well. Long ago, I had a life in the Crystalline Dominion. I was Carla then, courtesan to the nobility. So sought after was I that it was only they who could afford my time. Alas, those halcyon days were not to last. For naive as I was, I fell in love with a bearer. He was my master's guard, the gentlest man I have ever known. After they discovered us together, he was whipped bloody and forbidden from ever looking at me again. And so we fled. Not that we had anywhere to flee to. We wandered, aimless and starving, half dreading, half praying that the next day would be our last. Until we found ourselves here, in Northreach. It was the Vale that took us in, that fed us, clothed us, and healed our hurts. Those that could be healed, at least. My love was already too far gone.
He passed away.
He did. Not long after we arrived. But at least we were able to share a few moments of peace before the end. It was the greatest gift I have ever received. But the generosity of this town and her people did not end there. The men and women of the Vale supported me through my grief. Shared in it, though I was still a stranger to them. They treated me like a sister. And so I swore that I would always do the same. That I would return the kindness that Northreach showed me. That I would repay my debt to the Vale.
Thank you, Isabel, for sharing this with me.
You're a lot like him, you know. Perhaps that is why I have such a soft spot for you. Never stop fighting, Clive. And I shan't either. I know that it will not be easy to keep Northreach together. But our efforts will be rewarded. Just look at us now. The people, the soldiers, even the Duke of Oriflamme and his daughter. All united in defense of this town that we have come to call our home. And what of you? Can we count on your support too?
Always.
Vale signboard and another piece of orichalcum. That is sweet. Alright then, and if I'm not entirely mistaken, which I
This the last
very well
one.
might, now would be an excellent time since we have finished. Thank you. Thank you. We'll be here for at least a little bit longer.
I saw several
At least a little bit. Not sure how long though. I am getting rather snoozy-like. I'll have to go to bed soon enough. But the cat isn't back yet, and he is usually around to tell me when it's about time to go to bed.
Come on. Run like the wind.
Finished the quest line for this area, so perhaps now Mark will be there. Is my hope, at least. And I still have yet to buy potions. Fuck my life. Oh well. We'll do without. Face off.
Enough of you, are there?
Not seeing anything in particular here. Like a normal ass revenant, all of these. Challenge stone over here. But that's not what we're looking for. This is quite bothersome. I was so sure this would do the trick. I suppose I have to move some of the revenants here first.
Be safe.
I suppose we can try. We can try. It'll take too long anyway.
Farewell. You're finished. Farewell.
there's still a distinct lack of a mark. Could also be that I need to reload the area or something. I have to leave and come back here. Might also be it.
Company.
Quite possible. I don't think it would be down here, would it? It should be in the ether blood. A bit annoying. Oh well, it is what it is. Perhaps there's more quests to be done here. Perhaps we're not entirely done. Don't have any quests here anymore. But I'm thinking maybe we get some mail. Maybe. Maybe. Certainly have a look. We may need to check the hunt board, of course, as well. That could also be the issue. Ah, we have received new mails. Hole again. It occurs to me that a single word of thanks does not nearly suffice to express my gratitude for reuniting me with From a Distance. The tome made me who I am today, and yet I thought that I should never set eyes upon it again. That those who took it from me had forever robbed me of a part of myself. But now I am whole again, thanks to you. I regret that I can only fill in the gaps in your knowledge and not the holes in your soul, for which reason I shall ever be in your debt. Before we depart, if you have my sincerest gratitude. He actually calls me Ifrit for reuniting me with Master Harpocrates, that I might embark upon this most important of journeys, my heart free of regret. Though in these past few moons I have come to realize that the longer I spend in the company of you and your brother, the deeper I find myself in your debt. I must swiftly see to the menace of this Ultima, if not to save the world, to save me from an eternity of recompense. Fair enough. Safe returns. Thank you, Clive, for ever indulging the whims of this doddering old soul. I am ashamed that for far too many years I allowed stubbornness and fear to keep me from something so simple as letting a friend know how proud I was of him. Your intervention has lifted a heavy pall from my heart. Perhaps upon your triumphant return from the skies, you might be inclined to set to page that quill I gifted you. There are many of us who would hear first-hand account of your time with the Holy Prince, myself included. Well, we did kind of fight him in space at that, even. And we fought quite a lot. That was a messy and very long fight. Here, not long removed from when last you placed yourself between us and peril, I sit and pen yet another letter in which I try and find the words to somehow express the gratitude of an entire town. Still, something feels different about her latest triumph. Where in the past we leaned ever so heavily upon your good graces, this time we found strength elsewhere, in ourselves. Our hardship has shown us that which should have been apparent all along. We are not as different as we want to believe. Does a peasant love his homeland any less than a noble? Does a bearer love his family any less than another man does his own? It is this love that has united us and given us true strength. Every thrall, Akashic, bandit, and brigand in the realm come charging our gates. We will not fret, not falter. We will fight, and we will win. Sweet. Well, there were no additional quests to be had there at the moment. Soon enough, though. looks like he has even more. View the hunt board. Let's see what we have here. Knight of the Splendent Heart. Oh. Grim Reaper. Ah, I think this is actually the one I was looking for. Should we go back and have another look? The Wailing Banshee. That might actually also be what I was looking for. And they're only A level, apparently. Huh. Oh. You know what? Let's, I realize we've been there enough many times at this point already. But, let's go again, shall we? And here we are, back again. Oh, yeah, he's here, Let's kill him. Also, I forgot to buy potions. Fuck. We'll have to do with that Prince of Death. Alright, it's time to murder.
Got another one.
Stop teleporting behind me. The camera can't follow that.
Let's try.
almost. See, I was right. We still need one more. I'm
tired of these things.
We need one more. And I'm not entirely sure where to find that. Not quite, no. Well, we do still have a bunch of... this is all in Dalmekia. Alright. Got quests to do. So there is that. Figure it out, though. We'll find out soon enough. How you doing, Lubor?
Here to help me pack. Thanks, but I'll be traveling light. I'm almost finished already, in fact.
You're really going to go through with this, then?
I am. But before I go, there is one small issue I'd like your assistance with. Well, two, in fact.
If it's within my power to help you, I will.
It's the children. I refuse to let them share in my disgrace. And if I leave them here, they surely will. Our friendship would see them ostracized forever. But I can't take them with me either. I can think of only one place where they are certain to be safe, and provided for, and loved. The Hideaway.
Sure thing.
Of course. The children would be more than welcome.
Thank you, Clive. I will not forget this.
Lubor, are you still here?
What is it, Ferda? You look pale.
There's been a flood in the Velcroy, a damn big one. The League of Outlaws encampment was completely submerged in ether.
What?
Every last one of the bastards has turned, and they're headed this way.
Bandits are one thing, but Akashic bandits are quite another.
Indeed.
The town guard won't stand a chance against them. We need to evacuate. There's no time to lose. Ferda, gather the men. The Akashic may strike at any moment. We must make ready to cover the townspeople's escape. Well, what are you waiting for?
Yes, my lord.
Clive, change of plan. The children stay with me for now. I need you to find Conrad and Natalie. Tell them to prepare for a full and immediate evacuation.
Understood.
I'll do what I can to convince everyone else. Wish me luck.
Alright. Or you could just tell me where these Akashics are coming from and I can just murder
You have to listen to me. They're coming.
Why do they always have to make such a fuss?
Ah, it's you.
What do you want, Lord Underhill?
To pass on an important message. There's been an ether flood out in the Velcroy. The camp where the so-called League of Outlaws were gathering has been swallowed. They're no longer just bandits. They're Akashic now, and they could be here at any moment. You need to begin preparing for a full-scale evacuation right away.
Oh, do we? And who was it who gave you this disturbing news, might I ask?
Lubor, perhaps? The man spreading the same poison out in the square as we speak. You may believe his lies, my lord, but we know better.
But why would he lie about something like this?
Some twisted attempt at revenge, perhaps. If he had not been unmasked, he may well have been elected our leader. A great honor for one of his kind. One he might well feel aggrieved at having been denied.
Lord Underhill, forgive me, but it has become all too evident where your sympathies lie. Lubor cannot be trusted, and neither, therefore, can you.
You may not trust me, but for the sake of your people, ask yourselves if there is any chance that this is true.
There isn't. You can be certain of that. Now be off with you.
You're making a mistake.
It's no use. Words will not move them.
Then we must find another way to ensure Dalamil's survival.
You're right. Let's speak to Lord Ferda.
I think we'd better shut up.
What's Lubor raving about now?
Have a chat with him.
Lord Ferda.
Sid, what's wrong?
I went to warn Conrad and Natalie about the Akashic, but they wouldn't listen. They've convinced themselves that nothing Lubor says can be trusted.
The bloody fools.
Which means the town guard can't be counted on for support. But I can. If there's anything I can do to help you defend Dalamil, you only have to ask.
I appreciate it.
Sid! Ferda! I've been looking for you everywhere.
Victor? I thought you'd left.
I couldn't abandon a friend in need. And Lubor is in need at this very moment. Come quickly.
Oh boy. This should be fun.
You have to believe me. The Akashic are coming. They don't eat. They don't sleep. They don't tire. And they don't care who they kill. They're unlike anything that's come before. There will be no parley, no mercy granted. We may have saved the town once, but this is different. I do not ask that you forgive me, but please believe me. If you do not run, you will die. You will all fucking die!
You'd like that, wouldn't you, bearer?
Yeah, with us out of the way, your kind will be free to claim Dalamil for yourselves.
You should run!
Run, bearer!
Yeah, run!
Run!
Far away!
Run!
Just go!
Yeah.
The mob.
Come on, then.
Lubor.
Wait.
Someone's coming.
Stop! You're hurting him! Ah! Ah! Oh. Oh.
Throwing rocks at children. For shame.
What did Lubor ever do to you? He solves all your stupid problems, and he keeps all of you safe. You know there's nothing he wouldn't do for this town. Who was it who made that cleaver you use every day, Conrad?
And what about your counting table, Natalie? Who fixed that?
Whose men make sure the streets are clean so all your boots don't get dirty?
Who spends all day, every day making sure things run smoothly around here? And none of you ever say thank you. Ever.
But did Lubor ever complain? Well, does he ever stop smiling?
He keeps this whole place going. And you act like it doesn't even exist.
Lubor, we have heard enough.
Wait!
We will not run. The town guard will not abandon the very place it is sworn to protect.
And I will not give up for lost the stores that we labored so hard to fill.
So tell us, How do you propose we deal with these Akashic of yours?
You said Clive.
We won't run, but we will fight.
All right, then. Fine. Gather round if you don't want to die.
Allow me to explain the situation. The ether flood occurred near the village of Cheratina, deep in the Velcroy. The place had been abandoned for years, until the League of Outlaws decided to make it their base of operations. Now they're all turned, and if the scouts' reports are correct, heading in this direction.
They are mindless monsters, driven only by hate and rage. And they are utterly unpredictable. With the bandits, we at least knew how and where they were likely to attack. When these creatures come, Dalamil will have the bitterest fight it has ever faced on its hands. The town guard will muster at the north gate. The rest of us will take the south. Both forces will provide men to serve as scouts and messengers, ready to spread word of the size and nature of the Akashic force as soon as it is spotted. And as soon as it has been, we will converge on its position and see that it is driven back from Dalamil at all costs. Conrad, can I count on the support of the town guard?
Always.
I leave the selection and coordination of the messengers in your hands, Victor. And the command of our men in yours, Ferda. If you would both be so kind.
Consider it done.
As you wish.
Natalie, I would ask that you and your people have the townsfolk barricade themselves inside the bathhouse. And tell the merchant not to waste time securing anything beside the essentials. Preserving life is our one and only concern. As long as we survive, it doesn't matter what trinkets we might lose. Our riches can be regained. And if anyone doubts that, let it be known that the Briar's Kiss stands ready to cover any losses.
Very well. I shall tell them.
Where do I fit into this plan?
Where else but the most perilous place of all? I would like you to travel to the home of our erstwhile League of Outlaws, Cheratina itself. The main host is most likely still there, and Dalamil will not be safe until it is eradicated, root and branch.
A little gardening. How pleasant.
Indeed.
I doubt it. I have a feeling these weeds will be particularly stubborn.
Luckily, so am I.
So you are. All right then, we all know what we have to do. Now it's simply a matter of doing it. For Dalamil.
Also, I have a rather fancy weed whacker.
Looks like everyone's ready.
No doubt do
Better not.
quite well. Right over there, is it?
I'm waiting.
I was wondering when that place would ever be of use.
Good. That will keep some of them out. Any man sighting an Akashic is to raise the alarm immediately.
Might not even need to fight. Who knows? They might get lucky. Maybe I'll remove the lot of the Akashics by myself. Wouldn't be the first time.
There it is. The flood.
But what's waiting for us inside?
Lots and lots of Akashics.
Be safe.
It's about that time already, is it? The cat is here, awaiting the midnight cuddles. As it is one of the few times in the day where he gets just have a nap. Unrestricted access to lots and lots of
That's better. We can't leave a single one alive.
Everyone. How are y'all doing? No, you don't.
It's over.
There we go. All sorted. I was expecting more of them, though. Dang! Just one more level to 50. I wonder if there is a level cap and what it is. I wouldn't be too surprised if it actually was 50.
The League is disbanded. I should get back to Dalamil and see how the others fared.
Sometime later.
All the Akashic we were able to find have been dealt with. Seems that might be the last of them.
The last of them here, perhaps.
Lubo,
Clive has returned.
Clive! What news from Charatina?
It's done. Root and branch.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Thank you, my lord.
Friends, the Horde has been driven back. The Akashic have been defeated. And we need not fear the arrival of any more, thanks to Clive. Victory is ours.
We bloody did it!
We saved Dalamil.
Lubor, allow me to apologize. After all you have done for this town, we should never have doubted you.
But we did. And for that we are truly sorry.
You should be.
We only hope that you can forgive us.
We need you, Lubor. Dalamil needs you. So, if you would still like to be considered for the position of mayor, you have our backing.
You do remember that I'm a bearer, don't you?
We do. But that is not a stain on your character. It is a stain on ours. We thought only of what we perceived bearers to be, not what you truly are. The man who saved Dalimil twice over.
I reckon it was.
I see. But I will only accept your proposal on 2 conditions.
Name them.
Meow.
Firstly, that you will both do everything in your power to rally your people to my cause. If the Town Guard and the Merchants League do not accept my leadership, it will be doomed from the start. Unity is the key to defending Dalamil, and I do not doubt that we shall need to call on our combined strength again. When that time comes, I will expect us all to pull together, just as we did today.
Of course. You have our word.
And secondly,
Kitty has come for hugs.
you will accept that if I am to lead you, the mistreatment of bearers must end here in Dalamil. Any bearer within our walls shall be afforded the same rights as any other citizen. They will not be judged by what they are, but who they are.
As we failed to do, and came so close to losing everything.
We agree to your conditions. And we have only one in return. That you continue to work for the good of Dalimil, as you always have.
Condition accepted. Well then, it seems my mayorship is all but confirmed. Do I get some sort of special hat?
At least he's got his priorities straight. Hats are important.
How fickle fate can be. Not so long ago, I had resigned myself to leaving Dalamil in disgrace. And now, I find myself her leader. Here. For everything.
Lubo. About the children.
Fear not, you are of course relieved of your responsibility. I would sooner face another horde of Akashic than see them brought up as outlaws. I'll make sure they're safe here.
I don't doubt that you will. And not just the children, but everyone in Dalamil.
I'll do my best.
Fancy cowboy
Can't have
hat.
all your hard work
If
going
you were
to
to lead
waste.
a town. Why a cowboy hat? I'd want you know, a classic top hat. You know, real tall one. Yeah, definitely top hat. Definitely a top hat. one of those strange kinds of fashions that just never seems to make a real resurgence.
Ginger and
Say with
ginseng.
it.
How about a few
I
spicy
mean,
sausages to put?
So, you're going
top
to
hats
join the
and
lodge?
capes. Capes used to be a thing, you know. And not just for
Fellow who
war,
used to run
but,
this
I mean,
stall took to his heels.
these things never make, like, shall we say, fashion resurgence
day, my
for
lord.
some reason. I'm not saying I want a cape, but I kind of do want a top hat. They're badass.
Here you are. An excellent choice.
Yeah, that would be a bit of an issue.
Thank you
what
for
with
your
the
custom.
height and all. Granted, I'm not super tall, but I'm not exactly short either. I'm firmly in between medium and tall as fuck. Something like
How
that.
about a few spicy sausages to put in your pot?
Ginger
Every
and
time I enter
ginseng.
the house or something, I'd knock my hat off into the door frame. That is true. That is true. But you would, I mean, it's considered proper etiquette to remove your hat before entering a house anyway, right? So it doesn't seem like too much of a hassle, right? Shouldn't be that big of a problem. And canes, right, right. That's a whole look.
Here, take a look at my wares.
You have anything fancy? He does not have orchestrion scrolls. Or Gonir crap.
Take care.
Yeah, we got everything he's got. No worries there. No worries there whatsoever. Right, so let me see. We have at least one more quest here in Tabor. And then we have a plethora of hunt targets. I do believe. Let's see. What's the name of this quest again? Duty Undying. Right. I think we need to do this one for the next monster as well. I think so. I think so. That's gonna have to wait until tomorrow, though, as the presence of the cat would suggest it is time for bed. And I have quite a lot of work to do, so I actually need to get some sleep as well. That would certainly help. So, anyone watching this after the fact, thank you ever so much for swinging by. It is ever so much appreciated, and I do hope that you'll join us for the next one as well. And until then, bye-bye.